In November 2023, I embarked on my first ever cruise. So join me as we set sail for Cabo San Lucas, Mazatlan, and Puerto Vallarta on the Discovery Princess. Hi, my name is Brett, and yes, I just got back from my first cruise. Not only was that my first cruise, but this is also my first YouTube video. So hit like and subscribe, and this might just be the first of many travel videos to come. We set sail from San Pedro, south of Los Angeles, my mother, my sister, and myself. My mother is a regular cruiser with Princess and won a free cruise on her previous trip. She traded in the regular room for a mini suite that was more than adequate and spacious for the three of us. It featured 2 beds and a sofa that could be converted into a bed, and of course a balcony that was definitely the highlight. Included in Princess Cruises is the Medallion class, which is your tool for pretty much everything, whether a room key or drink tab. We opted for Princess Premier, which included Wi-Fi, drinks, photo packages, and tons of dining options. Our first day at sea was a little gloomy. Ever the cruise pro, my mom went straight to the casino in the early morning to play one of the few penny slots. Playing slots isn't only lots of fun, it's a great way to build standing with Princess. High rollers get to be included in Princess's Hearts Club, which comes with an array of exclusive offers. The casino has lots of standard amenities like craps, roulette, poker, and blackjack. However, smoking is permitted, which is one of the reasons my mom preferred going in the morning. We spent some time on deck in Discovery Sanctuary, a reservations-only section with cabanas, wait service, and complimentary drinks, which we were more than happy to partake. Sanctuary has a very serene atmosphere for relaxation, as the name suggests, but it is first come, first serve, and reservations have to be done in person, so be sure to do so once you have boarded the ship, which is exactly what we did. That night was our first formal night, and we ate at the Skagway dining room for lobster thermidor and escargot. Skagway would be our main dining option throughout the cruise. While the service and food quality were fantastic, I found the portion sizes were leaving me a bit hungry, so I quickly figured out that I would be best set out getting some food in the buffet, hitting the workout room, and then meeting my mom and sister for second breakfast.
We've had one, yes. What about second breakfast?
There was dancing in the main atrium, which was fun to see. We did a little more gambling in the casino and also got some portraits done. The next morning, I did some exploring on deck. We were south of the Tropic of Cancer, and the weather was much warmer and sunnier, exactly what I signed up for. The Discovery is Princess's newest and biggest ship in terms of tonnage and passenger capacity, but will soon be replaced by the Sun Princess in February 2024. We pulled into our first excursion port, Cabo San Lucas, which means Cape of St. Luke. Cabo is a tender port, meaning the ship cannot port directly, so smaller boats ferry passengers back and forth. In Cabo, we toured around the El Arco limestone arc, formed by erosion at the southern tip of the Baja California Peninsula, where the Pacific Ocean meets the Sea of Cortez. A popular tourist attraction, the Arc is often visited by boat tours for its impressive geological formation and rich marine life. We then went to a glassblowing factory where we watched artisans do their trade. It was very hot, but worth it to watch one of the artisans create a cute sea turtle with a sombrero right before our eyes. The entire shop was filled floor to walls with beautiful, colorful glass and mosaics. We then went to see some breathtaking views of the Cape at a ritzy restaurant and made our way to San Jose del Cabo and saw the magnificent mission and church which was established in 1730 by the Jesuits. Their leader, Nicolas Tamaral, was martyred on the site and his remains are still there. We had a great meal at a beautiful restaurant and explored the square and headed back to the ship. Our next port was Mazatlan, where we rolled up next to a celebrity cruise as big as our own ship. We had a packed day starting at a traditional mud brick operation. It reminded me of Moses in the 10 Commandments. We then ventured into the mountains outside Mazatlan, first to the colorful village Malpica, where we observed an artisan making beautiful ceramics. Coppola is nestled in the mountains outside Mazatlan and was simply breathtaking, with its winding cobbled streets and sleepy atmosphere. We had a traditional Mexican meal, which was great for my sister who has celiac disease and can't eat gluten. The centerpiece of Coppola is its square and magnificent church. The town was founded by Spanish silver miners in the 16th century, and its church dates all the way back to 1745. It had an exquisite Baroque facade, and the interior had a sacred air with lots of ornate Catholic devotional imagery. It was probably the highlight of our Mazatlan excursion. Next, we were in Concordia, and the town was really bustling because we had stumbled upon celebrations for Dia de la Armada de Mexico, or Mexican Naval Day. There was a parade of school kids all dressed in Mexican traditional dress and military uniforms. They looked so cute, and we were really happy to get a chance to see it. Concordia has a spectacular town square and an even more spectacular church. Dedicated to Saint Sebastian, construction began in 1785, and like the church in Coppola, had an ornate Baroque facade with Catholic icons and devotional objects in the interior. Back on the ship, we dined in the Crown Grill, which is one of 2 fine dining options with our Medallion Premier package. I had sea scallops and veal shank, and the staff were very attentive to my sister's dietary restrictions. We headed to the main auditorium and caught a great New Orleans musician who infused jazz with old pop and rock hits. Our third and final port was Puerto Vallarta, which is renowned as a resort destination for many Canadians and Americans. Disembarkation is super easy, as the ship just pulls right up to the dock. My mom and sister went on a snorkeling and hiking expedition. They had a great time and even visited a waterfall despite the weather not being so great, and they got some fun pictures. In the meantime, I did some exploring of the town, specifically the Zona Romantica, which was really beautiful. I did meet up with some friends at Mantamar Beach Resort, which is Puerto Vallarta's most established gay resort. Puerto Vallarta has a long history as a gay and lesbian destination, and it had a lot of businesses catering to those crowds. That night, we saw a fun production called Illusions with Elliot Hunter. It was a fun, interactive magic show, one of many great shows we saw in the main auditorium. And there was also a dance party on the main deck playing lots of 80s dance hits. Wherever we went, there was always some sort of show or party or activity to partake in, and we were rarely bored. With our excursions over, we had a few sea days ahead of us, and it was a great opportunity to do some exploring of the ship. We got to eat breakfast to a spectacular sunrise as we headed back to Los Angeles. Our cruise was during the Thanksgiving holiday, so plenty of decorations were being set up. The focal point of Discovery is the piazza, the main multi-story atrium. There, one can find many food and drink amenities, such as the ice cream parlor, bars, an art gallery, internet cafe, casino, sushi bar, pizzeria, sandwich shop, and the cruise center. Discovery has lots of shopping options, including gift shops, cosmetics, watches, jewelry, and luxury bags. Walking around the outdoor deck is also a great activity, with a see-through walkway that leads to the fitness center. I was pretty surprised how well equipped the gym was, with plenty of treadmills, machines, and free weights, although there was only one rack, and a Smith machine at that. One of my favorite amenities on the Discovery was the adults-only pool. Given that the ship was at capacity, and it was a very warm day, we thought it was going to be a gong show, but my sister and I relaxed by the pool, enjoying some drinks and sunshine. Throughout the cruise, we were hearing rave reviews about the 360 dining experience. We were lucky enough to snag some spots. We were led into a circular dining room and treated to a completely immersive dining experience. We had an array of courses and wine pairings, all of which were explained to us on the 360 screens. The ingredients, the farmers, the provenance, the locales, it was all so impressive. The care and attentiveness from the staff was incredible. One of the wine pairings came from bottles that matured in the Mediterranean Sea. I wish I had paid more attention to all our food offerings, but I was so immersed in everything that was going on. And just like all our other dining experiences, my sister's dietary needs were met, and she too got to enjoy the experience. And to top it all off, our host was the one and only Brooke Shields, so do not miss 360 if you're ever on Discovery Princess. After 360, we went to the auditorium for rock opera, which was just as the title promised. It was a lavish and state-of-the-art production, reminiscent of Andrew Lloyd Webber shows. Our final sea day was a full one. We watched a cooking demonstration and then got to go on tour of the galley, one of the largest in cruising. It was really fascinating to see what goes on behind the scenes, feeding nearly 5,000 people each day with such quality and precision. One of the speakers on our cruise was Leo Rossi, who was stage director for Fleetwood Mac during their heyday in the 70s and 80s. So it was really fascinating to get his insight and perspective on one of music's most iconic bands. We got to do another afternoon in the exclusive sanctuary, where we were served some delicious drinks and finger foods and enjoyed the private hot tub adjoining our cabana. The best part was when the captain said dolphins could be seen alongside the boat, and luckily enough they were straight in front of us, the whole pod leaping in and out of the sea. That night we went to Sabatini's Italian Grill for my birthday dinner. My mom said the service wasn't as good compared to other Sabatinis she'd dine on other ships, but we put it down to the fact that the crew was dealing with a full contingent this time around. I had the osso buco, which was a first for me, and I loved it. We then went to the piazza, where there was a big send-off for the staff and crew. I can't emphasize how great the crew was, and we really appreciated all they did and how friendly and attentive they were. There is an optional gratuity in the final bill, and we were happy to pay it. Well, folks, that was my time on Discovery Princess, my first and definitely not last cruising experience. Have you been on the Discovery or any other Princess cruises? If so, leave a comment with any tips below, because I'm sure I've missed a few. Thanks for watching and bon voyage.